7 men's stories, exciting entertainment.
Napoleon Bonaparte. The rise and fall of a legend who shaped an empire. On a cold morning of the 26th of August in the year 1807, the forests near the village of Preußisch Eylau were shrouded in an eerie silence. The battle lines had been drawn, and the tension was palpable. At the center of it all stood a man whose name had become synonymous with power and ambition, Napoleon Bonaparte. From the island of Corsica to the throne of the French Empire, Napoleon's journey was one of meteoric rise, brilliant victories, and ultimately a tragic fall. This is the story of a man who dared to reshape the world in his image, a tale of triumph, ambition, and a downfall that would echo through history. Napoleon Bonaparte was born on the 15th of August in the year 1769 in the town of Ajaccio on the Mediterranean island of Corsica. His father, Carlo Buonaparte, was a lawyer with noble lineage but modest means, ensuring that his son received the best education possible. At the age of 9, Napoleon left his homeland to attend a military academy in mainland France, where his sharp mind and relentless ambition quickly set him apart. As the French Revolution swept through the nation in the late 1780s, young Napoleon saw an opportunity. By the age of 24, he had risen to the rank of brigadier general, earning his first taste of fame by leading the successful siege of Toulon against the British in 1793. His tactical genius and unyielding determination caught the attention of the revolutionary government, propelling him into the spotlight as a military prodigy. In 1796, at the age of just 27, Napoleon was given command of the French army in Italy. The campaign that followed would become legendary. In a series of lightning-fast battles, he crushed the Austrian forces and brought Italy under French control. His victories not only expanded French territory, but also filled the coffers of the struggling French Republic. Napoleon returned to Paris as a hero, but he was far from satisfied. In 1799, seeing the political turmoil in France as an opportunity, Napoleon orchestrated a coup d'état, overthrowing the existing government and establishing himself as first consul of France. Just 5 years later, in the Grand Notre Dame Cathedral, he crowned himself Emperor Napoleon I in a ceremony filled with pomp and grandeur, symbolizing his absolute power. Under Napoleon's rule, France experienced profound changes. He reformed the legal system, introducing the Napoleonic Code, which laid the foundation for modern legal systems in many countries. His administrative reforms modernized the French state, and his economic policies stabilized the nation. But Napoleon's ambition knew no bounds, and his eyes were set on dominating Europe. Napoleon's military campaigns during the early years of the 19th century were nothing short of extraordinary. In 1805, he led his army to victory in the Battle of Austerlitz, considered one of his greatest military achievements. The victory shattered the Third Coalition, a formidable alliance of European powers, and solidified his dominance over the continent. But Napoleon's relentless quest for power began to sow the seeds of his downfall. His decision to invade Russia in 1812 would prove disastrous. As the French Grande Armée marched deeper into Russian territory, they encountered harsh conditions and fierce resistance. By the time they reached Moscow, the city had been abandoned and set ablaze by the retreating Russian forces. With no shelter and dwindling supplies, Napoleon was forced to retreat. The Russian winter, coupled with constant attacks from Russian forces, decimated his once mighty army. Out of the 600,000 men who had set out, barely 90,000 returned. The failed Russian campaign emboldened Napoleon's enemies. In 1813, a coalition of European powers united against him, leading to his defeat in the Battle of Leipzig, also known as the Battle of Nations. By 1814, Napoleon's empire was crumbling. Facing inevitable defeat, he abdicated the throne and was exiled to the small Mediterranean island of Elba. Yet the story of Napoleon did not end there. In 1815, less than a year after his exile, he escaped from Elba and returned to France. Greeted by cheering crowds and loyal soldiers, Napoleon quickly reclaimed power, ushering in what would become known as the 100 Days. Europe, however, was determined to end his reign once and for all. The final act of Napoleon's dramatic life played out on the fields of Waterloo on the 18th of June, 1815. Facing a coalition of British, Prussian and other European forces, Napoleon's army fought valiantly, but was ultimately defeated. The battle marked the end of his rule and his dreams of a French-dominated Europe. Napoleon was captured and exiled once more, this time to the remote island of St. Helena in the South Atlantic Ocean. Isolated and far from the power and glory he once wielded, Napoleon spent his remaining years in contemplation and reflection. He died on the 5th of May 1821 at the age of 51, leaving behind a legacy that would be debated and studied for generations. Napoleon Bonaparte remains one of history's most complex figures. A brilliant military strategist and reformer, his ambition led him to reshape the map of Europe and influence the course of history. Yet, his insatiable desire for power also brought about his downfall. His life is a testament to the heights of human achievement and the perils of unchecked ambition.
Feel free to follow this channel to avoid missing any new content. Disclaimer: the images are AI generated and are for illustration purposes. The stories on this channel are researched to the best of our knowledge.